when you come across someone with malaria, chances will be extremely high that they have come from a malaria endemic region, and we have several of them. We have the Lake region, that's the Lake Victoria region. We have the coastal region. So this might change in the future because we have a new threat. We have a new vector. Not actually new, it's a new in the location. So it's called Anopheles Stephensi, mostly located in Indian Peninsula. We have the Middle East, but then having that species here in Kenya might pose some threat because, and actually it was discovered the other day by the Cambridge team. They were in their entomological surveillance and they got some samples from that vector. So what does that mean? It means that we are going to have more incidences of malaria because now the vector can be able to live in so many habitats. So it can be able to live in both rural, urban settings, so many geographical regions. So if we have the vector which can be able to transmit malaria in so many regions, we're going to have so many incidences of malaria. And I'm sure you've seen the fights that we've had. We had like an issue in Baringo. So that time, malaria is localized within just a certain region. So like a certain region, we know that the Lake region, if we kind of manage the malaria parasites around that place, we might be able to contain the spread. But when it comes to now the vector being widespread, it means that you can get malaria from any point. So that's a threat. So one thing I would want to urge you is to always make sure you sleep under treated mosquito nets. If not treated, make sure that the net that you're using does not have, it's not torn. So create a barrier between you and the mosquito, because you definitely don't know whether the mosquito that will bite you will be carrying the Plasmodium species. Now we have another thing that I need to explain about malaria. I usually get this question all the time. Why is it that in some regions, in case maybe let's say someone who so happen to be living in the Lake region, they have malaria, and then they migrate to an upland, like let's say they go to Mount Kenya, or someone from Mount Kenya goes to Nyanza region, they get malaria, and then they come back. They might get a severe cases of malaria. The reason is, one, when you go to the change in geographical regions, you might find that in the Lake region or in the coastal region, the concentration of oxygen is extremely high. So because malaria usually affect red blood cells, the carrying capacity might not be so much altered because the few cells which are healthy are not affected. We'll find a high concentration of oxygen out there, so efficiency will still be a little bit higher. When it comes to the high altitude areas, let's say somewhere like Mount Kenya or anywhere which is a highland, usually have a low concentration of oxygen. And as usual, like I've said, malaria usually affect the red blood cells, whose role is to carry oxygen throughout the body. So if you have concentration of oxygen in the atmosphere being low, and you also having less healthy red blood cells in your system, it means that your body will eventually it's going to receive less oxygen, and the same way you're going to get the severe pathological effects of the disease.